Have you ever wondered if animals can truly understand human suffering? Can they feel empathy, compassion, or even a sense of duty? Today, we're diving into a story that might just answer those questions. It's a tale of an unlikely friendship forged on the cold city streets, a story that proves heroes come in all shapes and sizes, some with 4 legs and a wagging tail. This isn't just a story about a dog. It's about hope, loyalty, and the incredible power of a simple act of kindness. Meet Buster, a scruffy golden retriever mix, with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of old souls. Buster wasn't a trained service animal or a pedigreed show dog. He was just a stray, another forgotten face in the bustling metropolis. And meet Tion, a man who had once had it all: a family, a home, a career, but life had dealt him a series of blows that left him with nothing but the clothes on his back and a cardboard sign. Their paths crossed on a particularly bitter winter evening, a night when the wind howled like a hungry wolf and the city lights seemed to mock John's loneliness. John was huddled in a grimy alleyway, trying to shield himself from the biting cold. He had given up hope for the day. Passersby were just blurs of indifference. But then, something nudged his hand. He looked down to see a pair of warm, brown eyes staring up at him. It was Buster. The dog didn't bark or growl. He simply sat down, leaned his body against John's, and offered a silent companionship, a warmth that had nothing to do with the weather. John, who hadn't felt a gentle touch in years, found tears welling up in his eyes. He wrapped his arms around the dog, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't feel completely alone. That night marked the beginning of their incredible journey together. Buster became John's shadow, his protector, and his best friend. But he was so much more than that. Soon, John noticed something extraordinary about Buster. Whenever someone would walk by, Buster wouldn't just sit there. He would gently pick up John's empty coffee cup in his mouth and trot over to the person, tail wagging, and look up with those pleading, soulful eyes. It was a gesture so innocent, so disarming, that people couldn't help but stop. The first time it happened, a young woman who had been rushing past, face buried in her phone, paused. She looked from the dog to the man shivering in the alley. A smile broke across her face. She dropped a few dollars into the cup and gave Buster a gentle pat on the head. "You've got a smart friend there," she said to John. And she was right. Buster's unique method was far more effective than any cardboard sign. People who would normally hurry past, avoiding eye contact, were drawn in by this clever, compassionate dog. Donations started to trickle in, more than John had seen in months. It wasn't just money. People brought food not just for John, but for Buster too. They brought blankets, old coats, and, most importantly, they brought conversation. They'd ask about Buster, and through him, they'd learn about John. They saw not a faceless homeless man, but a person, a human being with a story, who had a loyal friend by his side. Buster was breaking down the invisible walls that society builds around people like John. He was a bridge between two worlds. One day, a local news reporter, Sarah, was on her way to an assignment when she saw the scene unfold. She watched, fascinated, as Buster made his rounds, charming passersby, and returning to John's side with his earnings. She knew instantly that this was a story that needed to be told. She approached John, introduced herself, and asked if she could film them. John was hesitant at first, wary of the attention, but he looked at Buster, who seemed to give him a little nod of encouragement. Agreed. The news segment was a sensation. The story of Buster the miracle dog and his human John captured the city's heart. The video went viral online, shared thousands of times across social media platforms. The news station's phone lines were flooded with calls from people wanting to help. An online fundraiser was set up, and the response was overwhelming. Donations poured in from all corners of the country, from people touched by this incredible bond of loyalty. The outpouring of support was life-changing. An animal shelter, hearing the story, offered Buster a full checkup, vaccinations, and a lifetime supply of food. A local dentist offered John pro bono work, restoring the smile he had hidden for so long. But the biggest change came from a man who ran a transitional housing program. He had been a homeless veteran himself, and was so moved by the story that he offered John a spot in his facility, a place where he could have a warm bed, get counseling, and receive job training. The only condition? Buster had to come with him. The day they left the alley for good was emotional. John packed his few belongings into a new backpack, a gift from a well-wisher. Buster, seemingly aware of the monumental change, trotted proudly beside him, his tail held high. As they walked away from the cold concrete that had been their home, John looked down at his furry savior. "We did it, boy," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "We did, Italiano." Today, John is a new man. He works as a handyman for the very housing program that took him in. He's reconnected with his estranged daughter, who saw the news story and reached out. He has his own small apartment, and of course a Buster is right there with him, sleeping at the foot of his bed every night. John dedicates his free time to volunteering at local shelters, sharing his story and offering hope to others who are struggling. He often sighs, "I didn't rescue Buster. He rescued me. He didn't just help me get off the streets. He taught me how to live again, how to trust again, and how to love again." Buster's story is a powerful reminder that compassion is a universal language. It shows us that help can come from the most unexpected places, and that one small creature with a big heart can change the world for one person. It challenges us to look past our own busy lives, to see the individuals around us, and to never underestimate the power of a helping paw. Their story isn't just about a man and his dog. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the profound, healing power of unconditional love. If you've been touched by this story, please consider supporting your local animal shelters or organizations that help the homeless. A small act of kindness can make a world of difference. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of our community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to spread the message of hope and compassion. We'll see you in the next one.